you'll receive the Zoom notice. But she misspelled the word receive. It's I before E except that.
Except that receive.
You know, but
Except for
anyway,
like the 30 odd words.
everyone is that's the way she spelled it.
Yeah.
So all I did with this, sent her a message, just for next week or whatever, because we're going to continue this thing.
Right.
Nothing personal, but it's easy to miss. Did you have a menu yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had one, the combination of in-person and Zoom. But you know, when you got Torah reading, and you only got a few, everybody got to do something.
My wife had to rescue these from our daughter on Saturday. She was
Go up here.
sat right in the front row and, you know, just looking angelic for, you know, a minute or two. And then she's like, you know, I think I'm going to go after one of the phone machines. Yeah. Morning, you?
Good morning. Here we are again. It seems like,
They've got to do all of our
weren't we just here a few minutes ago?
Does feel that way.
Which row is yours? Here, I'll sit forward. The light is good here, but it's cold. I'll sit over here for a change. I never sit over here.
This is the left side.
משנה מקום, משנה מזל.
Nothing. It just
It's
makes it
it's
different from the
colder
right
over-
side.
It's colder over there. Maybe I could start a pattern where I sit in a different row each time just for variety.
That's what I meant. Just the left, that's the right. That makes it different.
I find it interesting that every time the Isaron comes up in the fourth Aliyah, that it is with Revi every single time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, significant disjunction, but.
Right. I mean, there are certain friends that I have. Jonah Rank. He occasionally posts questions I see on Facebook, and either in a group or in general. I think it's in a particular group. And he's just, does anybody know, or has anybody noticed? Is there any reason why? And it'll be, when this word occurs, it always occurs with this stroke.
In these cases, it's the same formation. We talked about,
Right.
how much flour for a particular type of animal sacrifice, so they're parallel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
I don't know if that's. It's a relative feeling if you call it most of the time it occurs in this context.
Yeah.
The occur with the donkey on, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
No, it's there, the Omer Hasi.
Yeah. Right. It's right. It's right. Right.
So it's the same concept, but a different word.
Yeah. Boker Tov. Good morning. Chodesh Tov. We are going to get started. We'll get started on page 6. And we will rise for Birchot HaShachar. And if you would like to lead part of the service today, let me know. I will be asking for volunteers from the audience. I'll read the preliminary service here. It'll be somewhat abridged. Page 6. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan us chvivin alechim ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kifufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asadi kol tzarki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechim letzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layav koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavir she'ena me'rai ma'afavim. Udneinu aviom b'cholam chesed urachamim b'necho v'necho ro'einu v'tikbalenu chasadim tovim. Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael. Yehi ratzon milfenecha Adonai Elohai. Ribonko. אבל אנחנו מכבדים ואיתך. וכך נחיים. אשרינו מה טוב חכנו מנים וגורלנו מה יפה ירושתנו. אשרינו שאנחנו משימים מריבים ערב ובוקר ואומרים פעמיים בכל יום שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. אתה הוא אשר לא נברא העולם. קדש את שמך ומקדישי שמך וקדש את שמך בעולמך בשעת חתרים ותגביה קרננו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש את שמך ברבים. That's 9. אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו בשמיים ובארץ. כי אתנכם לשם ולתהילה בכל עמי הארץ ושבו שתיכם לנחם אמר Adonai. We rise on page 16 as we begin our Baruch She'amar, our Pesukei de Zimra together. Our Pesukei de Zimra together, our verses of song with Baruch She'amar. Baruch She'amar v'haya olam Baruch hu Baruch osei v'reishit Baruch omer ve'oseh Baruch gazer kayem Baruch merachem al haaretz Baruch merachem al habriot Baruch meshalem sachatov lireav Baruch chaylad v'kayam lanetzach Baruch podeh umatzil Baruch shemo Baruch יחיד חי העולמים, מלך משובח ורעש שמו הגדול, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מהולל בתשבחות. We're seated on page 21. We continue individually. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יעלו חסל השם. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד, ואנחנו נברך יח מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה, הללויה, הללי נפשי את אדוני, הללויה. אדוני שומר גרים, יטול ואמנה לעודד ודרך לשם יעבד. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, hallelujah. Page 23, we'll read responsively. Rabbi Barnard, would you read for us?
Hallelujah. It is good to sing psalms to our God. How pleasant it is to praise God.
Adonai rebuilds Jerusalem, gathers Israel's dispersed, heals the brokenhearted, binds up their wounds, and numbers the stars, giving each one a name.
Great is our ruler, vast God's power. Beyond measure is God's wisdom. Adonai hearkens the humble, but casts evildoers to the ground.
Lift your voice in thanks to Adonai, sound the harp in praise of our God.
God covers the sky with clouds, provides rain for the earth, and makes grass grow upon the hills.
God gives the beasts their food, and the ravens that for which they call, caring not for the power of horses, nor delighting in vaunted human strength.
Adonai delights in those who revere him, in those who yearn for God's law.
Jerusalem, praise Adonai. Zion, sing to your God, who has fortified your gates and blessed your children within, bringing peace to your borders, satisfying you with choice wheat.
God gives his command to the earth. Swiftly God's word issues forth, sending down snow white as wool and scattering frost thick as ash.
God pelts the earth with a storm of ice. Who can withstand God's wintry blasts? At God's command, the ice melts. The wind is stirred and the waters flow.
God makes his word known to Jacob, his statutes and decrees to the people of Israel. This God has not done for other nations, nor has God taught his laws. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Page 24. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Tarenu min hashamayim. Hallelujah. B'merumim. Vayarem keren lamot tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am krovo. Hallelujah. Page 25. Hallelujah. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash tilato b'gal chasidim. Yismach Yisrael. Ve'esor malcheihem bezikim v'nechbedehem bechavlei varzel la'asot behem mishpat katuv hadar l'chol chasidav. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, El Bekodsho, hallelujah, Birkia Uzo, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Betsil Tzele Shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Betsil Tzele Teruah. Kol Haneshama Tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Haneshama Tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, amen v'amen. Baruch Adonai Elohim, Elohei Yisrael, Osei Niflaot Levado, Ubaruch Shem Kvodo Le'olam v'yamelech v'rakol ha'aretz, amen v'amen. We'll turn to page 29. Sure. Page 29, we rise for Yishtabach.
Yishtabach Shemchala Ad Malkeinu. Barachot Barot Me'ata Ber Olam Baruch Atah Adonai El Melech Adol Batishbachot El Adon Adon Aflot Havocher B'Shirei Zimra Melech Olamim. Page 430, please be seated. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Yisrael V'Rei Choshech Choseh Shalom V'Rei Hakol HaMe'ir L'Aretz V'Arim Aleh. El Baruch Adolech. Tiparach Adonai Eloheinu Ashabach Masei Yodecha Me'or She'asita Baruch HaSelah. Tiparach Sorenu Malkeinu V'Golenu B'Rei Kedoshim V'Chulam Pochim V'Bihem B'Dushav B'Tarab B'Shirav Zimra V'Rachim V'Shavachim U'Farim U'Maritzim Makishim U'Mamlichim Et Shem Ha'el HaMelech Gadol Yibavna Kadoshu V'Chulam Mekablim Aleihem Omelchut Shamayim Zeb Mizeb Nodim Rishut Zel Lazel Lekti Yitzam Benachat Ruach B'Safav Ruadim Yekrusha Kolam Ke'echad Onim Yomrim B'Yirak Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzvaot Melchos Kevodo B'Yopanim Chayat HaKodesh Barash Gadol Menasim Limat Tzarafim Lumatam Shabim Chim Yomrim Baruch K'Adonai Mim Kamam Double number 10 Or Chadash Al Tzion Ta'ir V'Nizkech Chulon Meir Al Yaro Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzei Morot Ava Rabbav Adonai Eloheinu Chemagor Olenu Ben Makdash Very much over this V'Avienu L'Shalom Meir Ba'Kam Fod Arons V'Tolichenu Kumil Yiratzenu Ki El Poel Shut Ata Uvana V'Charta Mikol Am B'Lashom V'Kerev Tano Shulchan Gadol Salah Be'emet L'Dot L'Cha Yichar B'Hava Baruch Atah Adonai Habocher B'Mo Yisrael B'Yahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzabecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'letecha v'derech v'shachpecha v'kumecha v'kushartam liot al yadecha v'yuletavo b'neinecha Uketabtam amzo beitecha u'visha'arecha v'hayaham shemot shavot asher noachim tzavachayom avachem levocha v'shachem v'nati meretechem v'terok v'kosh v'derecham v'terecha v'terecha yishamu lechem v'nevachem v'tertem l'mecharim v'shavachem v'shamayim v'terem v'adam v'yidin v'adam v'tetavashon v'nechem v'alvachem v'alvachem v'alshachem k'shem v'yirhem v'lechem v'lechem v'lervam v'shavachem Urav Salam Zech Visharecha Lemani Bu Yirechem Maharabash V'Alvachem V'terem Alretz Remember Yom Ramashallah V'Dara Be'er Al-Bnei Yisrael V'Techem V'Zulam Sim V'Pili V'Hem V'Zim V'Leil V'Zim V'Leil V'Chanam V'Zim V'Leil V'Zim V'Leil V'Zim V'Leil למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי בידי משלוחכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להילחם לכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. ויציב נכם מכם ושבחו וכנראה. לדור ודור קיים שמו קיים וכיסון נכון ומלכותו ואמונתו עד קיים ודוריו חיים קיימים דמונים נחמדים לגולים לנבנים אמת שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו מלכנו מלך אבותינו גאולנו וגואל אבותינו יוצרנו צור ישועתנו פרענו מסלם אלוהים שמך אין אלוהים זולתך עזרת אבותינו אתה הוא מעולם תהי לו ליום ברוך מבורך משה ומרים ובני ישראל החנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדור בקודש נראתי לו אוסף אליו שירה חדשה שבחו גאולים לשבוע שפת הים יחד כולם עדו והליכו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ובדי חנמך יהודה בישראל Go Aleinu and Nightzvot Shemo Kadosh Yisrael Baruch Atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Amidas read silently and I'll yell at the Yavo. Hallel on page 50. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kinshanu tzivanu likrot hallel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Avdei Adonai. Hallelujah. Et Shem Adonai. Hi Shem Adonai mevarach me'ata bi'ad olam. B'mizrach shemesh ad mivoah mihulal Shem Adonai Ram al Goyim Adonai al hashamayim kivahodo Mikadonai Eloheinu hamakbi lashav hamashpili lirot bashamayim uva'aretz Mikimi me'afada me'ashpot yarim evyam lehoshivi imnivi ahamo Moshi me'akeret abayit emabanim semecha Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Meditate in Romans 1. Malach hayam Kitanus Ayarden Tisabli Achar Eharim Terkedu Cheyelim Yevaod Kibnetzon Milifene Adon Chuli Aretz Milifne Elohai Yaakov Achofi Hatzur Agahamayim Chalamis Lemanyamayim Adonai Zerachani Bareh Hashemayim Shamayim Adonai V'haaretz Natan Livnei Adam Lo Ametim Yeh Hallelujah V'lo Kol Yardei Duma V'anachnu Nevarech Ya Me'ata V'yad Olam Me'ata V'yad Olam Hallelujah Ma'ashiv lana kultimly Allah because you're so similar to Raha and Elisha. Lecha esbach zevach toda ubishem Adonai ekra nedara ladonai Ashalim negdana lechol amo bechatro beit Adonai betochechi Yerushalayim bechatro beit Adonai betochechi Yerushalayim Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, Adonai, kol goyim shabchuchu, kol ha'umim, ki gabar aleinu chasto ve'emet Adonai li'olam, hallelujah. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki li'olam chastam. Yomarna Yisrael ki li'olam chastam. Yomruna Beit Aharon ki li'olam chastam. Yomruna Yerei Adonai ki li'olam chastam. Miramet zakrat yarani merchab yarani. Pirchu l'sharei tzedek avavam odeya zehashar l'Adonai tzadikim yavovo odecha ki anitani v'hatihi lishu'a odecha ki anitani v'hatihi lishu'a even masu habonim hayeta l'rosh pina even masu habonim Hayeta l'rosh pina ma'et Adonai. Hayeta zot niflo b'yenenu ma'et Adonai. Hayeta zot niflo b'yenenu. Zeh hayom asa Adonai. Na gihila b'nismecha bo. Zeh hayom asa Adonai. Na gihila b'nismecha bo. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Haslichana. Ana Adonai Haslichana. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. El Yerlano Esruchak Watim Akron Be'el. Elano Be'el Esruchak Watim Akron Be'el. Eli ata v'yodeka Elohai aromimeka. Eli ata v'yodeka Elohai aromimeka. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chastom. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chastom. Yalu chanal hen kol masecha v'chasidecha tzadikim v'sirasanecha kol v'cham Yisrael v'rinoi v'rchu v'yishtam v'chu Ki lecha tov v'hodol shemcha ne'er l'zamer ki melam adolam ata el baruch ata Adonai melech v'lo batishbachot. We are Ashrei. Find it. What?
We can do a Torah reading, however we can do Torah reading.
Okay.
I mean, we read it yesterday.
Okay.
There might not be an educational value, but it's traditional.
Okay.
So we'll read our Rosh Chodesh Torah reading on page 320. As we read yesterday, we read from the scroll. Rabbi Varner read for us. I will read this morning. We will dedicate our study together to the health and well-being of a number of individuals. I've got on my list, as well as those you may be thinking of too. My list has Michael Basson, Rick Baum, Lauren Shmalo Berg, David Bernstein, David Ben Yitzchak Miriam, Keith Bookbinder, Moshe Shmuel Ben Yehoshua Vachana, Chaim Borenstein, Marilyn Boskint, Kimberly DeRosa, Greg Doring, Ellen Dombrow, George Fisher, Rachel Friedman, Rachel Malka Bat Rivka, Pam Gardner, Howard Galbart, Rabbi Sim Glazer, Lori Gap, Kathy Hart, Rivka Bat Avraham Sarah, Bill Hoffman, Kelly Innes, Michael Katz, Vanessa Lear, Bobby Levin, Michelle Mintz-Menke, A.J. Mogenberg, Anna Morlock, Edith Moss, Leon Mueller, Arya Ben Bracha, Amit Netanyael, Amit Ben Miriam, Sarah Singer Nuri, Sue Parmenter, Robert Perry, Marjorie Pitzer, Dana Potnick, Nikki Sander, Judy Schechter, Bobby Schnitzer, Ellen Shumros, Jerry Schockler, Hannah Gittel Bat Beryl Vienta, Ward Smith, Sally Spritz, Harry Sonnenschein, Barbie Tomeno, Bracha Bat Hadas, Alan Turner, Paul Wapner, Kathleen Ware, Rocky Weiser, Ruth Winger, Bruce Wazotsky, Susie Zipkin, Pearl Zucker, Zipporah Bat Malka, Gabriela Chana Bat Devorah Shoshana, Michael David Ben Tamar, Shana Bat Yeshayahu Vasara, and
Shai Held and Rabbi Andrew Sachs.
Stevie and Shapiro.
for all these and for all who are ill, we say, Mishiberach Avatenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Matenu Sarai v'Karachel v'Leah v'Yivarech v'Yarpeh kol ha'cholim ha'ile HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yamalei Rachamim Aleihem Lachzekam U'Ravatam V'Yishlach Lahem Meheira Refuah Shleima Min HaShamayim Ufat HaNefesh Ufat HaGuf B'toch Shar HaChalim V'Chazek Et Yidei HaOzkim B'Tzorcheihem Hashta B'Agalat U'Bizman Kariv and Amar Amen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'Mitzvotav V'Tzivanu La'asok B'Divrei Torah. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, צב את בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם את קורבני לחמי לישי, ריח ניחוחי תשמרו להקריב לי במועדו, ואמרת עליהם זה האיש אשר תקריבו לאדוני, כבשים בני שנה תמימים, 2 ליום עולה תמיד. את הכבש אחד תעשה בבוקר, ואת הכבש השני תעשה בין 40, והעשירית האיפה סולת למנחה בלולה בשמן כתית, רביעית ההין עולת תמיד העשויה בהר סיני לריח ניחוח אישי לאדוני, ונזכו רביעית ההין לכבש האחד בקודש אסך נסך שחר לאדוני, ואת הכבש השני תעשה בין 40 כמנחת הבוקר, וכנזכו תעשה אישי ריח ניחוח לאדוני. וביום השבת 2 כבשים בני שנה תמימים ו2 עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן ונזכו, עולת שבת בשבתו על עולת התמיד ונזכח. ובראשי חדשיכם תקריבו עולה לאדוני, פרים בני בקר 2 ואיל 1, כבשים בני שנה 7 תמים ו3 עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לפר האחד, ו2 עשרונים סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לאיל האחד, ויסרון סולת מנחה בלולה בשמן לכבש האחד, עולה ריח ניחוח אישי לאדוני, ונזקיהם חצי ההין יהיה לפר, ושלישית ההין לאיל, רביעית ההין לכבש יין. זאת עולת חודש בחודשו לחודשי השנה, ושעיר עזים אחד לחטאת לאדוני, על עולת התמיד יעשה ונזכו. I don't have a lot of deep wisdom to give about the Rosh Chodesh reading, as we've been over these and some of the readings for Chol HaMoed, for example, during Sukkot. There's a lot of emphasis on sacrifice, a lot of emphasis on the precision of the amounts, exactly how much. One thing that I think is interesting about it, in addition to what I was noting with Rabbi Barnard this morning before we started services, there's a trope that actually appears, the Rivi'i trope that appears on every instance of of a phrase involving the isaron, which is a particular measurement. Which kind of is interesting. It forces us to slow down, to think about the measurement, to think about the question of precision, of getting the amount right. But it also points us to the fact that, when we read in the rabbinic works, in Talmud and Mishnah, that the rabbis have an idea about exactly how much we're supposed to do of a certain thing, exactly how much counts, exactly how much wine you need to make kiddush, exactly how much water you need for a ritual bath to count as a ritual bath. That we're clearly already dealing in that sort of level of precision. It's not purely a rabbinic innovation. That it's already here in the text. There's a concern with that. So you probably noticed that reading it in the translation at any various points. But that's just something to keep in mind, that when we read these passages. We will turn back to page 78. Page 78. There we are. Ashrei. And we will we'll do this one together. Yeah, if you would. Ashrei ha'am shekachalo, Ashrei ha'am sheronai Elohav. B'chol yom avarechecha, v'halal shimcha le'olam va'ed. Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, u'gvurotecha yagidu. Ve'ezuz norotecha yomeru ugilatcha asaprena. Chanun verachum Adonai erech hapayim ugdal chased. Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha v'chasidecha yevarachucha. Lehodia livnei ha'adam gevurota uchvod adar malchuto. Somech Adonai lechol hanofelim v'zokef lechol hakafufim. Poteach et yadecha umasbir lechol chai ratzon. Karov Adonai lechol kora'av lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav et kol harshaim yashmid. Va'anachnu nevarech yach me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah. Page 80. Uva l'tzion go shavafeshu Yaakov ne'um Adonai. Adonai has said, "This is my covenant with them. My spirit shall remain with you and with your descendants. My words shall be upon your lips and upon the lips of your children and your children's children, now and forever." Ve'ata kadosh yeshev tilo Yisrael v'kar zel zel ve'amar kadosh 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 Adonai tzvaot melech ha'aretz kevodo mkablin et. V'tisaeni ruach v'shmach acharei kol ra'ash gadol baruch kavod Adonai mimakomo. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ki ata Adonai tov v'salach chesed l'chol kora'echa tzidkatecha tzedek le'olam v'torecha emet. Adonai Hoshia Melech Yanainu v'yom Koreinu. Please join me, second paragraph on page 81. Praised is our God who created us for his glory, setting us apart from those who go astray, giving us the Torah, which is truth, and planting within us life eternal. May God open our hearts to his Torah, inspiring us to love, revere, and wholeheartedly to serve God. Thus shall we not labor in vain, nor shall our children suffer confusion. You read something? V'yivtechu v'chayodei shmecha ki lo azavta doshecha Adonai Adonai chafetz l'man tzidko yagdil Torah v'yadir. We'll pause for a moment so that those who are wearing tefillin can remove them. And because you were all burning with desire to know, the recommended procedure for what happens when one gets to a part of the service where one is not supposed to be wearing tefillin anymore, but one realizes one is still wearing tefillin, you move it askew so that it no longer counts. Yeah. Yeah, move it out of the halakhically appropriate place for it to be, and then you're not wearing tefillin anymore. It's an emergency sort of procedure, but preferred is of course to remove it beforehand. Okay, we will recite silent musaf individually, beginning on either page 104A or 104B as you choose. Baruch. We'll rise on page 83 for Aleinu L'Shabeach. Aleinu L'Shabeach La'adon HaKol Latet Gedula Liotzer Bereshit Shelo Asanu Kigoyei Ha'aratzot Velo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem V'goraleinu Kechol Hamonam V'anachnu Korim Umishtachavim Umodim Lifnei Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Al ken nekaveh lecha Adonai Eloheinu lirot behem. Kakatuv b'Toratecha Adonai imloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We will conclude with some psalms and the blowing of shofar. Before we do, just recall today, the 8th, 9th, yes. Yesterday was the 8th. We had two. We do not have any yard sites falling today. In the remainder of the week, we will have a number. Tomorrow, Marion Fick and Henrietta Gallen. And in the rest of the week, Aaron Konvitsky, Joseph Oberman, Claire Herman Goldman, Louis Brenner, Nettie Lazier, Jerry Milrod, Carl Robinson, Maurice Shubs, Bernice Mueller, Liz's mother, David Zucker, Marcus Sitzman, and Nellie Brandt. We also recall those whom we've lost in the last year: Fred Zorndorf, Sandy Schramm, Helene Katz, Evelyn Seltzer, Pat Keeler, Marge Reiter, Amy Perlman, Norm Epstein, Paul Bassa, Steve Blyer, Bernie Kiwi, Ron Kavikoff, Dan Geyer, Charles Albright, Bernie Slavitt, and Elaine Beagleson. Yehi Zichram Baruch, may their memories be a blessing. Today, Monday, the psalm is on page 86. Edie, would you read for us? Thank you.
Great is Adonai and highly praised in the city of our God, his holy mountain.
Splendid, sublime on the north is Mount Zion, joy of all the earth, city of the great sovereign. God is known in her citadels as a refuge.
The kings conspired in advance, but when they saw her, they were astounded.
Panic stunned them. They fled in fright, seized with trembling like a woman in labor, shattered like a fleet wrecked by an east wind.
What we once heard, we now have witnessed in the city of Adonai Sabaoth, in the city of our God.
May God preserve it forever.
In your temple, God, we meditate upon your kindness, your glory, and like your name reaches the ends of the earth. Your right hand is filled with beneficence.
Let the mountain of Zion be glad. Let the cities of Judah rejoice because of your judgments.
Walk all about Zion, encircle her, count her towers, review her ramparts, scan her citadels.
Then tell her story to later generations. Tell of our God who will guide us forever. The Psalm for Rosh Chodesh, Psalm 104, is on pages 90 and 91, and we will we'll read the first paragraph together, and we'll read the end together. Let all my being praise Adonai. Adonai, my God, you are great indeed, clothed in splendor and majesty, wrapped in light as in a garment, unfolding the heavens like a curtain. On waters you lay the beams of your chambers. You make the clouds your chariot, riding the wings of the wind. You make the winds your messengers, fire and flame your servants. Page 91. The glory of Adonai endures forever. May Adonai rejoice in his works. When God looks at the earth, it quakes. God touches the hills, and they smoke. I will sing to Adonai as long as I live. All my life I will chant to my God. May my meditations please God. I will rejoice in Adonai. Let sins disappear from the earth, and the wicked will be no more. Praise Adonai, my soul. Hallelujah. And Psalm 27, page 92. We'll read silently. Lulehem ati lirov betuv Adonai be'eretz chaim kaveh el Adonai chazak ve'yametz libecha ve'kaveh el Adonai. Where should I be? That's the question. Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to point behind me, ultimately. So, please rise. And Chodesh Tov. Much harder with a mask on.
What time are minyanim next week?
Corrected times should be the ones we've been following. We were going to switch after the holidays. Miscommunication about it on the calendar. I believe I've since corrected the calendar, but I think the new website has duplicated the old error. If I'm not mistaken.
What time are we next week?
9 on Sunday, 8 on Friday.
Right.
9, 8, 8.
Oh, thank you.
That is correct. Yeah. So, if anybody missed that, 9, 8, and 8. 9, 8, 8 for our minyanim. 9, 8, 8. If you saw any different anywhere, we need to correct it. Should be 9 a.m. on Sunday, 8 a.m. on Monday, 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Those are the correct times. 9, 8, and 8.
I'm not going to be here the whole weekend. We're going on vacation. So.
Ooh, any place fun?
Asheville.
Yes. Oh, I love Asheville. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're on this, but I did find out.
Okay. Okay. And she'll be here for the choir anyway, so. All right.
Okay, we're having a special on melon this morning, please.
Ooh. 2 for 1, huh?
2 for 1. Take some home, whatever.
Oh, Edie.
Yes.
Do you know, did anyone try the lights yesterday now?
I can't hear you just a minute.
Did anyone sure you did. I'm sure it's okay.
Okay, are we supposed to put these books someplace else for the week?
We do. Thank you for volunteering. They go in the closet.
Which closet? This closet over here?
That closet over there.
This
That one.
That one?
No, it's over here.
Okay. And we'll take this down. And then we'll take it out. Walk around and see if there are any more that.
Count the towers, review the ramparts.
Anybody else got any books from more weekday books?
I've got one more. I'll put it away. I'm on my way out that way.